What would you say so far has been your most memorable experience as a mother? I know you're still young, but you have one fresh, memorable experience. What would you say it is?
I think the first day baby came out and they put baby on me, I'm like, see this cute little hospital for like his regular appointment. And he's crying, they all look at you. Oh, now my phone for like, do this. I'm like, you don't even know what's happening with the child. Like, I'm trying to figure it out, and I didn't even know how to do it by myself.
Yeah.
So just take it easy. I think you are not a good mother, but that's not the case. It's because of what you are going through.
You're welcome to yet another episode of Let's Talk. This is the Full Gospel Church International Emmanuel Mensa Chapel Tema podcast. And my name is Sharon Dzifa Torsu. In this month, we are honoring and celebrating workers. We are honoring and celebrating labor. And we are honoring and celebrating one of, by far, the most dedicated workers in our family. And that is our mothers and the institution of motherhood. And, you know, when it comes to the conversation on motherhood, we often think about our own mothers, every one of us. But then we also come to terms to the fact that there is a reality that when it comes to motherhood, when it comes to fatherhood, at some point in your life, you become one yourself. And so today, I have the singular privilege of having a conversation with a very new mother. She's really excited about motherhood, I hope.
Well,
and I'll give her the opportunity to introduce herself.
Okay, so my name is Darke-Arthur. I'm a new mommy. My child is currently 6 months. And I have mixed feelings about this whole thing, but let's see how it goes.
So yes, I mean, I think by now you already know what we're going to be talking about. We're talking about motherhood, and we'll go straight into the conversation. So Ella, tell us, how has motherhood been like for you?
It's actually been a whole new journey. So let me just backdate to when I was pregnant, actually. When it was drawing closer for me to deliver, I was like, oh God, it's coming to fruition now. It made me a bit scared. I had chills all over. So getting to the journey, I'm like, oof. I just need God's help, God's guidance to go through this journey because it's not easy. And then baby comes and I'm like, baby's finally here. Let's see what baby would bring. And gosh, it's been sleepless nights.
Oh my God.
Exhaustion, tiredness. There's a fun part to it, but I feel like the exhaustion part and every time people don't talk about it's real. Like, it's not even funny.
But do you think that there was a misconception about motherhood that having become a mother, you've begun to realize that, oh, this is what people actually thought about motherhood, and it's not true? Do you think you have any?
Well, so I would say the postpartum depression. Yeah, because I mean, before becoming a mother, I didn't really understand what it was. I didn't even know it was actually a thing until it got to my turn. And I had the support from my family and my partner, but there are days when you can't even, like, you're just tired. You just get tired. So like your child is crying. He's been fed, but you don't know why he's crying. You don't know what to do. And everybody's looking at you to take care of the child because you are the mother.
Everybody assumes you know the
what that's happened to the child. So I'm like, how should we know? I'm just like a new mom. Even when I gave birth, I was in hospital, they are like, you have to breastfeed the child. I'm like, their breast milk is not coming.
Oh my God.
How they breastfeed the baby? Baby to be crying. I'm like, just do something for the baby. They say they can't do any formula or anything. So you have to find a way to feed the baby. And I'm like, gosh,
So how have you been handling postpartum depression? Have you been handling those times within motherhood that you feel like you don't have the answers?
So I currently joined a mom's group.
Okay.
Yes, where they talk about postpartum depression, about caring for your baby, about mother's health in general. So I think that is helping me. So I would say a community of friends and family would be like your best bet when you give birth, because if you're going to do this on your own, you can't survive. It's a very stressful journey and
wow,
it's tough.
And I mean, I think you've been 6 months, no, a little bit more than 6 months into motherhood, because if we add the 9 months into it,
Like,
what would you say so far has been your most memorable experience as a mother? I know you're still young, but you have one fresh, memorable experience. What would you say it is?
I think the first day baby came out and the put baby on me, I'm like, see this cute little like it was such a refreshing moment. So I'm like, at last, this baby is here. And I couldn't thank God more or less.
Oh my God.
And I would say that when I gave birth, I was like, wow, God is so wonderful, because going into the labor ward and coming back, I like my baby in my hands. I'm like, this can only be God, because people go in there and the stories that we hear are not pleasant. So going in and coming out safe and sound, baby in my hands, I'm like, God, this can only be you. And when I come back from work and I see how he jumps and he's like so excited to see me, it just melts my heart. And I'm like, wow, I'm also a mother. Like it's surreal. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, am I really a mom? Like I can't get my head around the whole thing.
Small girl like you.
Like, I can't get my head around the whole thing. I'm like, wow, Ella's also a mom. Ella of yesterday. So my sisters keep teasing me about like Ella of yesterday's how a mother. Like how? I'm like, yeah.
But I want us to delve a little bit more into postpartum depression, because I think most people don't understand just how serious that can be. And most people don't even know it's a thing. There are mothers that have struggled by themselves. And there are some that have been fortunate enough to have a community, to have support. There are some that don't even know what is going on, but they just know that they're going through something and they don't know how to articulate it. But I think it's important to sort of break it down. I know that this conversation is supposed to honor mothers, and I'm pretty sure we'll come to that. But I think this is also a conversation that is worth educating people about, because it seems like such an abstract term. Most people would think, oh, it's just a medical thing, but it's actually people's reality. And I recall that you actually wrote an article on it. Yes.
I couldn't write an article about it. I'm like, I have to write an article.
Yes. And it was very, very, very educative. So let's break it down. What is postpartum depression?
So it's a mental state of that mothers go through that they don't really let people know in about. When I gave birth, I'm like, how are mothers able to go through this stage and not say anything? Like they wouldn't even tell you that this is how the whole motherhood journey is. They just say, Aria, and all this, but they don't tell you what the actual pros and cons of motherhood is.
Yeah.
So until you get there, you're like, oh wow, this is what they were going through and never said. So in my article I wrote, I was like, it's not that they didn't know what postpartum depression was, or they knew and they couldn't communicate to their feelings.
Or they didn't maybe the term postpartum depression is not something that they knew. Because they didn't know it was a thing. So there was no name giving to it, but they were going through it and they were dealing with it, I guess. I don't know.
Because it's already a hectic journey to go through 9 months and I'll bring for the child, and then expect you to figure it all out in one day. And it takes time. Like you don't even know how to figure out your way out, and expect that, oh, you should know. So sometimes when you go to hospital for like his regular appointments and he's crying, they all look at you. Oh, now my phone for like do this. I'm like, you don't even know what's happening with the child. Like I'm trying to figure it out, and I don't even know how to do it by myself.
Yeah.
So just take it easy on me. But so I think for me, that's the part that people don't understand, and they feel like, oh, once you're a mother, they should know how it's going. But that's not how it works. We need some kind of guidance and kind of like support to go through this journey, because every day, like you learn something new that you never knew.
But then isn't that what prenatal classes are meant for? Or do you think in your estimation the prenatal classes were not sufficient education for motherhood?
I felt like it was just like, okay, so they tell you, so when you give birth, this, that, like the theory bits, but when you go through, when you actually have the baby, then you realize, okay, so these things about birth, they never told you during these classes. So now you have to now figure it out on your own some way, somehow. And for me, I feel like when I look at myself, I'm like, look, at least I'm privileged. I have a supportive partner and a family. But I'm like, what about those who don't have like family and then partners? I'm wondering how they are able to go through this journey, because trust me, being with family, it wasn't easy. It's not easy for me. Right? So I'm wondering how they without family are able to sail through, because it's not easy.
Yeah. And I've also heard of situations for some mothers who went to the extent of not even wanting to see their children because of postpartum depression. Like you don't even want to see the child. You don't want to hear the child cry. I mean, those are the extents of postpartum depression, isn't it?
I covered that in my article as well, because I spoke to a mother before I actually gave birth, and she was like, the stress and pain she went through when she gave birth, she didn't feel like holding a baby. Not because she didn't like the baby, but because she was so exhausted, she didn't feel like holding a baby. So it took time before she finally realized, okay, so I have to now be a mother to this child, because she was so tired. And she went through a C-section, and it was just a lot of ups and downs. Recovery was tough, and she couldn't bring herself to be a mother to the child. So you would think that, oh, she's insensitive, but it's not her fault. She's now learning to even heal as a mother, before extending that kind of care to the baby. So when it comes to that, people would think you are not a good mother, but that's not the case. It's because of what you are going through. And sometimes we don't even heal as mothers before you have to take care of the immediate baby. So I mean, the healing is not even 100%. But it's a baby you have to take care of, and the baby needs like all your attention and all your care, and you have to give that while you're also trying to
figure things out yourself.
So I'm like, with that, I'm like, oh, this is really something.
I feel like we've spoken about the gloomy parts of motherhood. So now let's go into the light parts. I know Jedediah is just 6 months, and it must be pretty exciting to have one little human whose literal entire life revolves around you. Right?
Yeah.
But what would you say has been your most challenging part of dealing with Jedediah? We've spoken about postpartum depression. We've spoken about figuring out motherhood on your own. But dealing with your child, what would you say has been the most challenging, and how have you been able to figure it out? I know you're still figuring things out.
So I think it would be the breastfeeding parts. I haven't really gotten about this breastfeeding part, because I got a lot of injuries and sores around my nipple area. Yeah, so I struggle. I actually struggle with that, and there are times when you'll be crying, and I'll just see him, but I don't feel like breastfeeding because of the pain I'm feeling. My mom will come and she'll be like, "Miss Grandma, are you sitting down there looking at the baby? Just feel the baby." I'm like, "Mom, yeah, I'm hurt." She's like, "No, you can't have any."
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care about that. You have to feed the baby. When you feed the baby, you heal. I'm like, but I don't understand. Like, what I'm feeling right now, I'm going through pain. Like, then express. I'm like, that's not even any better. But I have to figure out to still be there for him. And so that would be like that. I think that would be like one of the hardest parts of the whole journey, and the breastfeeding bits.
But would you say that you appreciate motherhood a lot better now? I mean, the Ella of last year May and the Ella of this year May, what would you say is the difference between those two as far as motherhood is concerned?
Of responsibility. Like now, before you go out, you have to think twice.
Yeah.
I'm sure that as you're leaving the house, everything is in place for the day, because you're going to be out for a while and you don't know how he's going to feel. So you have to make sure that everything is laid well. There's a well laid plan for him before you go. So you have to wake up very early in the morning, like you do his meals, make sure that he's okay. Because when I go to work, I come back like around like 4 5 p.m. So imagine while I'm away, I keep calling and texting the house to check on him to see if it's okay, if he's cool. One time I called him and he was crying. I'm like, should I come back home? Because the way he was crying, Mom was like, oh, just stay there. We'll figure it out. I'm like, but he's crying. And he said, just focus on work. Okay, when you come back home, we can talk about it. So, I mean, it's just a responsibility now. It's like, it's something that I never thought, motherhood would bring.
But would you say that you would exchange that for anything?
No, I mean, it's cool. It's actually a moment I'm very proud of. And I really thank God that He's given me a chance to also be a mother, to also mother a child. Because prior to being a mother, I actually love kids. And so imagine me having my own kid, just extending all the love I have in me to my
little human.
Like it's so cool to see his tiny little foot. And there are times when he sleeps, I just go and then I don't wake him up. Look up. Yeah, because I miss him when he sleeps sometimes. When he's awake, so I'm like, this boy should just go back to sleep because I need to figure things out in the house. But then basically I would say it's a beautiful journey, and I pray that everyone should experience this journey because it's an awesome journey.
Amen.
Awesome journey.
So what would you say is the greatest joy of motherhood so far? I'm sure there'll be a lot more to come, but as a fresh mommy, What do you think is the greatest joy in motherhood so far? It's a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't even put. I think there are many joyful moments, but
Which one is your favorite?
I will still be coming back from work and seeing him like shout, like out of excitement. Like now he's very clingy now, very attached to me. He will even let go. Like
Boys love their moms.
boys love their mom. Like he won't even let you go. Feel like like this guy should just let you. He like just so glued to you. He won't even let you have your own space. But I think that even it kind of gives me like some sense of like, wow, I'm actually doing a good job. It makes me feel so fulfilled to know that this young boy is looking up to me.
So how did you also prepare for motherhood? I mean, apart from prenatal classes, what would you say are some of the things that you sort of put in place?
So I was actually engaging some of the mothers in my workplace. I was getting them to find out how their own motherhood journey was, what they went through, how they went about it. I was also reading books and then checking stuff online. And of course, my mom. I mean, the greatest person you can learn is motherhood journey from. So I'll just engage them. My sisters are so good. My sisters are all mothers. So I'll ask them how they go about these things. When it gets there, what should I do? And then we just guiding me and then letting me know the things I should do, the do's and don'ts. And one time they told me, as I'm experiencing now, they told me that, I should enjoy my time when I was pregnant. Because when I give birth, I can't even sleep again. And I'm actually experiencing now, and it's not a good.
How are you maneuvering that? I think that's also such an important question, especially for a mother who is in corporate Ghana. Like, you are in a typical 9 to 5, and that doesn't change. All you get is a couple of months maternity leave after you've given birth. I think 3 months.
3 months.
And then right after the 3 months, the assumption is that you're back to normal life.
Actually dreading resuming work. Like I can't like I was like, am I going to go back to work? I started counting down from like December. I'm like, God, with every passing day,
your boss will see this.
Oh like, God, when will this? I want this thing to be over, because I like, even though I had the other part of it, I was actually enjoying the journey, and then it was all over. I had to go back to work. So I'm like, we'll see how it goes.
But how have you been dealing with it? How have you been dealing with being a full-time mother and then a full-time producer?
So when I get to work, okay, I just try not to let the things of home, like I don't want things to conflict with what I do as a producer. So mostly when I get in, I'll text or I'll call and then find out how he's doing. And I end the day. I know what I have to do. Later in the day, during lunch, so I text and find out, how is he doing? Is his food enough? Has he one of her food? Is he okay? Is he crying? Then when I close to, I just check up on them before I finally get home. So I just do the in between checking up. Because if I'm going to call them and text every time, I'm not sure I'll be able to focus.
Yeah, that's
so they also need my full attention in the office. I have to make sure that I balance it well enough.
Because ultimately, no one really cares.
I mean,
whether you're a mother
you
or
have
not,
to still give your best. The other mothers in their workplace, you're the first mother in the workplace. So you have to try and then make sure that you balance and maneuver your way through this motherhood journey. So I balance it the best way I know how, and I think God has given me strength to be able to go through this thing.
So if you had just a statement, or let me give you a paragraph to say to your mother, I mean, having experienced motherhood yourself, you see, I think there's such a different perspective to how you treat mothers when you become one yourself. So if you had, let me give you a paragraph, because I don't think a sentence would be enough to say to your mother, to honor her for just how far you've come, and for being your mother even up until this point. What would you say?
And it's like the first the baby came out, I'm like, wow, my mom was exceptional. She's done to, of course, a mother of 5, 6, and it's just my first child, and I'm already excited. I'm like, how did she even go about it? So I'll just say that our mothers are superhumans. Like they're the real MVPs. Like our mothers are like the best human beings ever exist on this planet, and they've done extremely well. Cause I don't know how a woman can just give birth to like 5, 6 children, and she's still as strong and when about her duties, and not even like she doesn't even let you show her, like let you see a weak side. She's always so strong. When you know my mom, she's always there to support you. She's never even shown you a weak side. Like she's always there to be supportive to you. So I'll just say that mothers are strong. My mother personally is like the best one I've ever experienced in my life. But even till date, she's still the best person I've ever experienced in my life. She still checks up with me as if I'm still like
Her baby.
Yeah, her baby. But when I'm
her
actually a mother to another baby, that she's still being like the best mother to me. So I would say that mothers are like God sent.
Yeah.
Yeah, motherhood is something. Mothers have done too well. Mothers have done really, really well.
And it's quite interesting how God just equips women.
Yeah.
Not only with divine strength, but also emotional strength.
Yeah.
Because I think we were talking about how postpartum depression has always been a thing, but we've never actually heard about it until recent times.
Yeah.
So you could imagine that there have been mothers from decades ago who probably dealt with the same issues, but never actually got the, would I say, courage to actually talk about it. Because these women, they literally hold onto the pain like it's a badge of honor, right? And they find ways to deal with it, and they move on like nothing has happened. And the interesting thing is, it's almost the same for labor. I mean, I've not been in labor before, so I cannot say, but you'd see that these women have been through these very challenging moments, and they keep going back to doing them again because I think
so I'm just saying that I think I now understand why some mothers will lose themselves when they give birth, because mothers can't go back to normal. It's not like they don't want to, but they just can't go back to. So for me, when I resume, they're like, Ella is bad, and she doesn't even look like she actually gave birth, because she's still looking like fine. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I have to put an effort to make sure I still look good, because I can't afford to just
fall apart.
Because I also have to make sure that I'm well put together. That's how I can also get like strength to be a mother. So it's not easy, but I'm also trying to make sure that I also look the best.
And I'm guessing you really look up to your mom enough to take some inspiration from her. So essentially, she has given birth to another part of herself.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that you also want to do same for your children.
Absolutely.
And your unborn children, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's such a beautiful thing to see. I think womanhood and motherhood is a beautiful journey. I'm not trying to say that the fatherhood is not a beautiful journey, but I cannot talk for men. Well, maybe we'll talk about that when the time is right. But I think womanhood and motherhood is such a beautiful journey because God actually made us like this. We are just naturally nurturing people. Whether you're a mother or you're not, you're naturally nurturing people. And when it comes to motherhood, I think oftentimes we tend to focus on only those who have actually given birth. But there's so many other women who may not have biological children of their own, but they are very nurturing. They're probably more nurturing than those who may not have, right? Because of course there's so many distinct parts of that divide where we are all different people. But I think it's so important that we have conversations that talk about every aspect of womanhood as motherhood, because I think God in his infinite wisdom created us in that way. Like, we're naturally nurturing. We're naturally created to bring life, even if the life was not brought by ourselves. And so from your experience, have you ever encountered women in your life, beyond your mother, of course, that have nurtured you? Because I believe that, as you mentioned, it's been a community that has helped you get to this level of motherhood for you. But have you had personal experiences of women in your life who may not have necessarily been your biological mother, who may not even be mothers of their own right, but have nurtured? Do you remember any? Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So okay, this is actually an aunt. Okay, I was very close to her because when I was born, my mom had to do a lot of stuff to make sure that the home was well put together. So I was most of the time with her, and she was just like my second one. I wouldn't say like my mother. So even till date, I still call it like my second one, because she did everything that my mom would have done if she was supposed to be around with me. So she is one person that I look up to so much, Auntie Paulina. Like, she's been like a super amazing person. Like, she took me in as her own child, and I'm like, oh wow. So if she not even be my mother is able to do this, how much more people will have their own children? So you can tell how important people or women in our lives actually impact and have a long lasting influence in her life. So yeah, she was like one person who nurtured me, and she did an amazing good job.
That's beautiful. That's wonderful to know. I think right before we wrap up this conversation, it would not be fair if I don't give you an opportunity to honor some of the mothers in your life. I know it's going to be a long list, and so if you decide to list them all, you might forget some, and you'll be in trouble after this video. But then I think I'll give you an opportunity to just say your last words.
Okay.
Before we wrap this up.
So I would like to say a big thank you to my mom for seeing Darke, because my mom is like I told you, she's like, I don't know how she does it, but my mom is, she's the best person anybody could ever ask or wish for. Like, even at this age, I mean, when I was living with her before I got married, like, my mom would constantly call, check up on you. Have you gotten to work? And what we eat when you come back home. And my husband even teases you that's like, hey, you mommy dear. Like, she's always calling you as if you are like some 5-year or like, come back, take up on you. Are you okay? Are you at work? And what should I do for you when you come home? Like, she's always been supportive. So I want to say a very big thank you to her. And I just pray that God blesses her with long life and good health, because she really need that. And I know that for the unborn grandchildren, she needs to have like the strength in life to be able to go through it. And also my Auntie Paulina, she's also been an amazing woman in my life, and I just want to say thank you to her for nurturing me, and I just pray for God's blessings for her. And to my sisters, Rita, Mavis, Harriet is also any mom like me, so I'll leave her up on her. But for Rita and Mavis, they've been so supportive sisters to me. And then Apioko, she's like my mentor, and then my boss at work. She's also been an amazing person. She shared a journey with me through motherhood, and so I was also picking lessons from her. So when I got in the journey, I kind of knew what I should expect and what I should not. So these women have been amazing in my life, and all those I couldn't mention because of time. I want to say thank you, and you've been also in my life.
Thank you. So we've been having conversations about the sung and unsung heroes, our mothers. And I don't think it would be fair if I do not recognize some really amazing people, those who have held us, those who have been with us, those who have really been our support system behind the scenes and even in the scenes, right? Before I mentioned the one behind the scenes who is literally behind the camera. I think it's important that I honor two amazing women in our church and in the Full Gospel Fraternity. First, the First Lady Emeritus, Very Reverend Victoria Owusu Mensah, our mom, and then our First Lady, Lady Mrs. Cynthia Fiagome. These women have been amazing support systems. They are one of those people who would call you out. They will call you, they will speak to you, they'll pray with you, they will pray for you, and they have shown us what an epitome of motherhood truly is, not only emotionally but also spiritually. And so this day, we want to honor our spiritual mothers, and we want to say that the Lord richly, richly bless them. The Bible says that many women have done excellently, but you exceed them all. And I think that Bible verse speaks about them. And so we want to use this opportunity to wish our mummies a happy Mother's Day. And we want to say that may the Lord bless you abundantly. May the Lord continue to shower you with spiritual strength and wisdom and utterance to serve and to nurture us the way that you do so excellently. And we say that may the Lord continue to empower you as you move from glory into more glory. And then I also want to use this opportunity to honor my own mother, who I said is literally sitting behind the cameras right now. And I think that goes to show just how supportive she is of who I am and who I've become today and who I will become tomorrow. She is someone that I usually refer to as Assistant Holy Spirit because she literally sees everything. She literally knows everything. And I think that's the beauty of not just a mother, but a spiritual mother. It's such a blessing. I mean, I can't begin to talk about how much of a blessing it is to have someone that doesn't only care for you emotionally, but also cares for you spiritually. And so I want to use this opportunity to wish her a happy Mother's Day. She's here giving me two. So wish her a happy Mother's Day. I love you so much. And I want to say that may the Lord continue to bless you abundantly. May the Lord continue to strengthen you. May the Lord continue to empower you. And like I mentioned earlier, many women have done excellently, but like you also, you exceed them all. And I pray that may the Lord continue to give you strength, because there's a long way to go. And you're going with me in Jesus' name. And so God bless you and thank you. I will marry too. It's been such an insightful conversation on not just the concept of motherhood or the journey of motherhood, but the mothers that we are becoming. And it's so beautiful to see young mothers and old mothers alike go through or navigate what it means to be a mother. And it's beautiful to have this conversation. And so thank you so much, Ella, for being vulnerable, for being willing to share these very private parts of your life with us. And we want to say thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And we wish you all the best.
I really need it.
I'm hoping that one time we'll bring Jedediah here so that he joins us for yet another conversation. But this has been Let's Talk. And in this Mother's Day special, we've had conversations on what becoming a mother really is. And we've had an opportunity to speak briefly about the mothers who have done valiant things for us and to honor them as is the right thing to do. And we want to use this opportunity to wish every single mother a happy Mother's Day. And I think from this conversation, you can tease out the fact that when we talk about mothers, we're not only talking about those who actually have biological children, but we're talking about every single woman that has that nurturing ability within them. And every single woman has that. And so we want to use this opportunity to wish every woman a happy Mother's Day. And we say that may the Lord bless you abundantly for the amazing things that you do for all of us. Once again, this has been Let's Talk of the FGCI EMC Media team. My name is Sharon Dzifa Torsu, and I've had the singular privilege of having this conversation with Mrs. Darke-Arthur. And so see you yet another time as we have another yet impactful conversation. Until then, enjoy.